So have you ever asked yourself the question of like, why didn't all black people just decide to come back to Africa after all the events which happened? And did you know about the Back to Black movement? So the Back to Black movement is not a today's thing, like going back to the motherland. Since around 1700 or to the 18th century, black people started very strong movements pushing them to go back to Africa. But they didn't really succeed very well. So what made that they didn't really succeed? So after many events which took black people outside of Africa unwillingly, some really wanted to get back to Africa. And many movements were created from the 18th century up to now trying to get back black people to Africa. And I'm going to give you some of the key moments of the times when they wanted to get back to Africa. First, Back to Africa movement, 18th century. Few Africans who were freed wanted to get back to Africa. And of course, some did get back to Africa. But unfortunately, due to the conditions of the place, some disease and other problems, not so many developed a really strong immune system, a really strong ability to stay again in Africa and living all the conditions they had back in America. Which made that the few who reached Africa first in places like Liberia, of course, created even a country for themselves, but warned others, but the place wasn't as easy to live in as the place they were before, and many actually decided to just stay in the US. 2. 20th century. Marcus Garvey, a powerful Jamaican and black nationalist, pushed forward also the idea to move back to Africa. Other movements supporting the same idea as the Rastafari movement, which brought back the idea of Ethiopianism or the back to black, and they decided to get people back to Africa. Some decided to go to places like Ethiopia, but most ended up again in Liberia and Sierra Leone, which again didn't go in a very big number because of so many other conditions which couldn't allow it. And now today, 21st century, in 2019, Ghana received over 5,000 black Americans who decided to stay and live in Ghana forever, and they declared 2019 as the year of return. In East Africa, countries like Rwanda and Tanzania beat the record in getting much more black people getting back and decide to stay. But still, these numbers aren't that huge, which means that it's almost impossible to get all the black people back to Africa. And my take on that is that they don't even need to get back to Africa. They should feel comfortable to live everywhere on planet Earth. Comfort doesn't belong to only one person, or to the person who owns the land, or to the person who seems powerful in one land. We all deserve equal opportunities and equal comfort wherever we are on planet Earth. So black people don't need to come back to Africa to feel good. They should get it everywhere in the world. And still, Africa needs to be also good to everyone, not only to black people. Thanks so much for being here. Catch you next time. Hey, my name is Bertin, and I'm sharing 100 real stories about events which happened in Africa. And if you want to know more about them, follow or subscribe.